All right, let's jump right in, folks. Today we're taking a deep dive into Spanish football, La Liga to be exact. We've got a ton of match analyses and some fiery commentary videos to unpack, and well, let's just say things are heating up both on and off the pitch.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. It's about way more than just the scores and the standings this time around. We're going to really peel back the layers here, look at the controversies, the stuff that's driving the narratives in La Liga right now, beyond just who's winning or losing.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine you're looking at the La Liga table, and at the top, you've got this incredibly tight race between Barcelona and Real Madrid. It's like a photo finish every week. They're neck and neck. And then, of course, there's Atletico Madrid.
Always got to factor them in, right? Simeone's got them playing that consistent, some might say, annoyingly effective style. They're always a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to be there or thereabouts. Then at the other end of the table, you've got teams like Valencia fighting tooth and nail to avoid relegation. But here's where things get really juicy. The off-the-field drama is just as intense, if not more so, than what's happening on the pitch.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're really here to talk about. And a big piece of that, one of the biggest controversies right now, has to do with refereeing. Fans, players, everyone's talking about potential bias, and a lot of fingers are being pointed at decisions that seem to favor Barcelona.
I mean, you can't talk about this without bringing up that Barcelona penalty against Las Palmas, right? Everyone saw the replay, the offside, and the buildup was so blatant. Even some diehard Barcelona fans were like, wait, what? And then, how can we forget that Atletico Madrid-Valencia match? I mean, seriously, how many handballs in the penalty area can you possibly miss?
It's almost comical how inconsistent some of these calls have been. On the one hand, you've got Osasuna players getting away with some absolute brutal challenges, especially on Vinicius Jr. And then on the other hand, the slightest touch from a different team, boom, yellow card.
Yeah, it's definitely creating this perception that some teams are being targeted while others are getting a free pass.
Exactly, and that's where Real Madrid's response comes into play. They're not just sitting there and taking it, they're pushing back hard. They even went so far as to send an official letter of complaint to the National Sports Council, outlining their concerns about refereeing bias and, even hinting at potential conflicts of interest.
It's a bold move, no doubt about it. But is it the right move? Are they genuinely standing up for fairness, or are they trying to play the victim card and sway public opinion?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? You've got some people arguing that Real Madrid's completely justified in speaking out and calling for accountability. Others are saying they're just stirring the pot and creating more animosity.
It's a tricky situation, for sure. And then there's the Spanish Football Federation's Respeta campaign. On the surface, it seems like a good thing, right? Promoting respect for referees. But some are saying it's just a PR stunt, a way to sweep the real issues under the rug.
The timing is definitely a bit suspect. Makes you wonder if it's a genuine effort to address the problem or just a way to save face amidst all this criticism.
And we can't forget about the media's role in all of this. They have a huge influence on how these controversies are framed, and some are pointing fingers at a clear bias towards certain clubs in their coverage.
Oh yeah, the media, the whole other can of worms. There are whispers about everything from financial incentives to personal vendettas influencing what gets reported. And then you've got those leaked recordings of Florentino Perez, Real Madrid's president, where he seems to be bragging about his influence over certain media outlets. I mean, come on, it's not exactly a secret that media and money are often intertwined.
Yeah, it makes you really question how much of what we see and hear is objective truth and how much is carefully crafted spin. It almost feels like there's this ingrained anti-Madrid sentiment in some corners of the media. And it's like, no matter what they do, they're always going to be the bad guy.
It's like this predetermined narrative that's almost impossible to break free from, even when the facts don't necessarily support it.
So we've got this perfect storm brewing. Intense competition, controversial calls by the referees, Real Madrid pushing back against what they see as unfair treatment. Then you've got the media adding fuel to the fire with their own biases and agendas.
And hovering over all of this is the specter of the Super League. That's a whole other conversation we need to have. Is this Real Madrid's escape route from the chaos of La Liga, or are they jumping from the frying pan into the fire? We'll dive into that next.
So with all this drama going on in La Liga, it makes you wonder, how's Real Madrid even planning for the future? I mean, with all this stuff swirling around, are they even thinking about next season?
Oh, absolutely. They're definitely thinking ahead. And you know what? We've got some breaking news just came in, actually. Alexander-Arnold is officially joining Real Madrid.
Whoa, hold on. Alexander-Arnold, the Alexander-Arnold, as in Liverpool's Alexander-Arnold.
Yep, the one and only. He'll be coming over on a free transfer at the end of June, right back position.
Wow, I did not see that coming. Okay, so they got the right back situation sorted, but what about left back? I've heard some talk about Miguel Gutierrez being a possibility.
Yeah, his name's definitely been thrown around. He's young, got a lot of potential, but some people are saying, is he really ready for a club like Real Madrid?
I mean, it's a big step up. But then there are other reports saying Real Madrid might actually be focusing on bolstering their central defense. Saliba from Arsenal is a name that keeps popping up.
Saliba's been impressive this season, that's for sure. He could definitely add some serious steel to Real Madrid's backline.
It's so interesting how all these conflicting reports come out. It's like a puzzle, trying to figure out what their actual plan is.
Adds to the excitement, though, right?
For sure, keeps us all on the edge of our seats. Speaking of excitement, let's talk about Vinicius Jr. He's been an absolute star for Real Madrid, but there have been some pretty wild rumors about massive offers coming in from, get this, Saudi Arabian clubs.
Yeah, we've heard the same thing, and the numbers are just, well, they're absurd. We're talking potentially over €1 billion over several years.
A billion. That's more than some country GDP. I mean, come on, surely he wouldn't leave Real Madrid for that.
Well, that's what everyone thought, but sources are saying that Vinicius Jr. is actually in talks with Real Madrid about renewing his contract.
Oh, okay, so he's staying put, at least for now.
Looks like it, though. With that kind of money on the table, you never really know.
I guess anything is possible in football these days. All right, let's take a step back for a second. We've got this crazy tight title race in La Liga, all this controversy with referees, Real Madrid fighting back against what they see as unfair treatment, and then you throw in the media, adding their own spin on everything.
Oh, and don't forget about the Super League looming in the background. It's like we're standing on the edge of a volcano here.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah, but this is what makes it so fascinating, right?
It's like a real-life drama unfolding before our very eyes.
You said it.
And in the middle of all this, Real Madrid are trying to build a team for the future. It's like they're trying to navigate a minefield while building a house.
It really shows you how everything's connected in football. The competition, the money, the politics, the players, it all comes together.
It's more than just a game at this point.
It's a reflection of society itself, with all its complexities and contradictions.
It's unpredictable, it's passionate, and it's definitely never boring.
That's one way to put it.
So let's bring this back to our listeners for a moment. Put yourselves in Florentino Perez's shoes. What would you do? Would you stick it out in La Liga, try to fight for fairer treatment, maybe try to change things from within, or would you say, forget it, and jump ship to this new Super League, even with all the uncertainty surrounding it?
Yeah, it's like, on the one hand, you've got the history, the tradition of La Liga. Real Madrid's legacy is built on those rivalries, those legendary matches. But then on the other hand, this Super League, it's like a shiny new toy, right? It promises more financial stability, less drama, maybe a more level playing field.
Right, and who knows, maybe they could even have a say in how things are run in this Super League. But let's be real for a second. This Super League is still a big what if. We don't even know what the format will be, which teams will be involved, how the fans will react.
And will it even get off the ground? There's a lot of opposition out there from UEFA, from some of the national leagues, even from some fans.
It's a risky move, that's for sure.
Yeah, and even if it does happen, who's to say it'll be any better for Real Madrid in the long run? I mean, will they just be trading one set of problems for another? New rivals, new controversies, who knows?
It's a gamble, no doubt. But I guess that's what makes this whole thing so intriguing, right? We're watching history unfold in real time, and no one knows what's going to happen next.
It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book for football.
Exactly. So as we wrap up today's deep dive, I think the one thing that's clear is that Spanish football, La Liga in particular, is at a crossroads. There are so many factors at play. The competition, the refereeing, the politics, the media, even the fans.
And Real Madrid is right at the center of it all, trying to figure out their next move.
We've seen how the controversies and the power dynamics are shaping the narrative, both on and off the pitch. And with the Super League lurking in the background, well, it's anyone's guess what the future holds.
It's a fascinating, complex world, that's for sure. And we've only just scratched the surface.
That's right. So, to all our listeners out there, we want to leave you with one final question to ponder. If you were in Florentino Perez's shoes, what would your next move be? Would you stay and fight in La Liga, or would you gamble on the Super League? There's no easy answer, but it's a question that's going to be on everyone's mind for a while. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the heart of Spanish football. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, in the world of football, anything is possible.